Hello everybody, this is Mr. Storm. Today we're going to talk about logos. Logos are super fun. I had an assignment last semester where I asked you guys to build logos or make logos for yourself. And that was just kind of fun just to give you an idea of what you're going to be doing. But with this one, we're actually going to use some software that is specifically designed to create logos, and we're going to be using the ideas from our brand identity assignment we did to create a logo for our product. And this is going to be the logo we use to put on all of our advertisements, the logo we use to put in videos, the logo we use to put on our website. Pretty much everything is going to have this logo on it. So you're going to want to spend some time coming up with a really good idea. The software we're going to use is a piece of software called Vectr.com, Vectr.com. When you click on the link, it'll take you to this page, their home page, where you can download the Vectr program, or you can just click New File. I always use it in the browser. This is pretty much the same as other vector editing software out there that you've seen. For instance, I use Adobe Illustrator at home. If you've ever used any vector editing software, then this will be perfectly easy to understand for you. But if you've never done anything with vector editing, if you don't even know what vector editing is, great, because I'm about to teach you. I'm just going to click New File so I can work on it in the browser. All right. And so now it comes up with this blank area, this blank space. I have some tools over here on the side. I have pages and layers that I can play around with. For the most part, you won't probably worry about that. And I have some other options over here we're going to get into in a minute. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to create a logo. I'm not quite sure what the logo is going to be. I'm just going to kind of free form it and just freehand it and just see what I come up with. I guess I need an idea for a company. So let's see. All right. My company is going to be a t-shirt company where I'm going to make custom t-shirts, nerdy t-shirts for the nerd crowd. And let's see. My company will be called, what's a good name for a company, for a t-shirt company? I'll just call it nerdshirts.com. Okay. Nerdshirts.com. So what I like to do when I'm looking at starting a logo, I like to just start with typing out nerd shirts. I like to start, I just start typing out the product, right? The names and stuff like that. Now we can make it as big as we want because with vectors, actually let me change the color of this so it's a little easier to see. With a vector image, we actually have the benefit of of being able to make it as big or as small as we want without losing quality. Let me just make it super big so it's easy to see what I'm talking about. Now let me scroll over. Okay, so with a raster image, an image that's based on pixels, it's really hard to make a high quality image. The reason why is because with a raster image, because it's based on pixels, when you start zooming in on it, oh, I lost it. When you start zooming in, you'll actually start getting a lot of, oh, let me go up. You'll get a lot of, maybe it went too far. You get a lot of pixelization, right? With vector images, they're not drawn with pixels. With pixels, they're drawn using mathematical algorithms. Oh, too far again. They're drawn using algorithms. So every time I resize this picture or resize my view, I'm redrawing that image. So it never gets pixelated. Everything looks nice and smooth, right? If you look at the edges here, there's no pixelization around the edges. It's a nice smooth curve, right? So that's why we're using vector editing software, because we're going to be able to blow this up as big as we want, put it on banners and whatnot. And we're not going to have to worry about the quality. We're not going to have to worry about it being smaller or being pixelated and random. So, all right. So I've typed out Nerd Shirts, the name of my company. Now, you don't have to follow this process. This is just something that I like to do just to give me ideas. And I'm going to just get rid of the words and just have the number or the letters here. Letters. All right, so NS. Now what can I do with these? Let's start playing around with a font. See if I can find a good font that is, let's see. That's kind of fun and playful. Let's see one that would actually go along with my brand identity. That's close. Looks good. Okay. Okay. Cool. That looks pretty good. It's kind of like a comic booky type thing. And I'm going to put an ellipse behind it. Probably shrink this in just a little bit. And I'm going to kind of cheat by using some iconography, some brand iconography that people can already identify with. I'm going to fill that in, and I'm going to give it a nice thick border. I'm going to give it like a 10 pixel border. And I'm going to make the border, actually, let's go 20. Let's make it really nice and thick. I'm going to make the border yellow, but not such a harsh yellow. There we go. Okay. And then what I want to do is I want to push this back. I want to change the order of this. So I'm going to put the text over here in the layers menu. I'm going to drag the text above the ellipse here. And I want to change the color of this too so it's more dynamic. Let's see, I have a red and a yellow, blue, but a dark blue would be helpful. Probably look a lot better than what I have. And let's see, that's looking pretty good so far. Now, honestly, this is just me messing around for a couple of minutes. I can spend a lot more time messing with this. I can add a shadow to it, you know, and I can change the offset of the shadow where I want it to be. I can do all kinds of changes to this and make it look really, really cool. But I'm not going to play with it too much because I want to show you how to upload your document. So when I'm done here, I have a couple different options. I can export, I can change my file settings, I can create a new file and whatever, but I want to do an export, right? So I'm going to click export, and I want to make sure that I'm exporting just, well, if I have it selected, but you can see my whole design's in there. If you have just a piece of the selection or a piece of your document selected, you've drug around an area, then it's going to kind of clip off things. So you want to make sure you have the whole page or just the parts that you want. And I can make this as big or as small as I want for the height. But what I'm going to save it as is an SVG. Now the reason why I want an SVG is the SVG is going to save it as a vector image, meaning I'm going to be able to open this up and edit it more. But more importantly, I'm going to be able to make it as big as I possibly want it, right? So make sure you save it as an SVG. And then I'm going to click download. And this is going to download, put it in my downloads. I'm just going to put it on my desktop. Yep. I'm going to call it NS logo, Nerd Shirts logo. I'm going to click save. And now if I go to my desktop, I have this Nerd Shirts logo. When I click it, it's going to open up a web browser. Now that's obviously wrong. So let's open that with Google Chrome, see what happens. So there we go. So when I open it up in Google Chrome, it opens up with my logo, perfectly fine, looks good. And now this is going to be what I put on everything that I build from now on, which is a good idea. I mean, now I have a brand identity. Hopefully you guys spend more time working on yours than I just did on this one. There's a lot wrong with it, and I could really do some stuff to make it a lot better. But you guys get the idea. Play around with Vector, because we're going to be using it for the next assignment as well. But play around with Vector. Try to make it make your logo as iconic and as good as you can. Make it stand out. Make it something you really enjoy, because you're going to be staring at it a lot in the next couple couple of weeks, couple of months. When you're done, upload your logo to the logo assignment here, and then you're good to go. So please ask me any questions you have. Please throw your hand up, come over and ask me. I'm here to help. That's my job. So learning new software is a little difficult, but it's pretty easy to use, so I'm sure you'll be able to figure it out. But again, if you have any questions, come ask me. That's what I'm here for. So thanks for paying attention, and I will see you next time.